Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy, Progressive Joe, back at it with another edition. But, anyway, today's little thing I wanted to bring up was about this idea about the concept of an Internet Bill of Rights. And to me, it's no brainer, really. It should be some legal and civil framework in place to make sure people don't get deplatformed willy-nilly. Of course, that involves government action and enforcement. And normally, people on the political right are against such things. Unless that particular action suits them. In this case, of course, everyone's a strict conservative right winger, until they're not. Oh well, the government helps me out. Fuck everyone else. But that's the position it seems to be on the far right. Now many regular conservatives, average conservatives, are sensible about it, so not really talking about them. Just these fucking far right dillweeds who constantly bitch about how bad the government is, how evil it is, and until they need fucking protection from the government, and then that protection from the government's okay. That's my thing that I like to point out. They try to ask me things like, is it, do you think it's right that people getting deplatformed? Do you think it's wrong? Well, I guess it's suiting you guys, so fuck. To even have this discussion. But yeah, it's just really weird. I mean, I fully support the idea of an Internet Bill of Rights. I think there should be a process involved where people don't get fucking deplatformed just for a purely political reason. If you don't say anything to threaten anyone's life or threaten people, things like that, you can, have a platform to, to freely discuss what you want. It just makes sense to me, and I'm sure it makes sense to a lot of people on the political right who are crying foul that these privately ran companies who they claim to be so left wing. All these companies are obviously left wing. They're all left wingers, all of them, far left wingers. Even though the inherent nature of a company or a corporation is right wing, economically anyway. It's best for them to, implement policies that's going to improve their bottom line, which is a market sort of mindset, which is naturally going to be more economically right wing. You want the freedom to make as much money as you want to make. Now, do some people in some of those companies have a left wing view or bias? Sure, but a lot of them have a right wing bias too. So it sort of cancels out here and there, but it's just really, really strange hearing how these far right wing, free marketologists, I call them, all of a sudden they're just crying for government intervention to help protect them, when normally they don't want any fucking government involvement unless, like, again, it suits their narrative. It suits helping them out. It's just really fucking strange. But the idea of an Internet Bill of Rights to me is really paramount. It must be implemented. I totally agree with it. And the sooner it gets done, the better. But the odds are it's not going to happen under Trump. It's probably not going to happen under a corporate Democrat. More than likely, it's going to happen under somebody like Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard, is your best bet. Will someone like, say, Gary Johnson do it? I don't know, that's a tough one. He may do it. But the guy claims to be, a libertarian, so he may not want government interference after all. But because he seems to be, I don't know if he's principled. He doesn't seem to be as inconsistent as the other candidates who just totally go where the wind blows and just don't give a fuck. And they just do what their you know, what their wealthy donors tell them to do. Trump, I know he fucking won't do it, because his wealthy donors, hell, he tried to kill internet, or at least he doesn't like the idea of net neutrality. Fucking Agit Pie, that jackass. He's in the pocket of fucking big money interest to kill internet net neutrality. So it's really it's the right way to go, really. Net neutrality, and have a process in place where people don't get their shit taken down, because people just simply get offended by it. Has to be a bit more than that, because being offended can be it's a really subjective thing. There was recently I think a Supreme Court ruling where a guy had his trade logo spelled FUCT, so it sounds like fucked, but he recently won his case to get it trademarked. And of course, the Trump administration, they didn't like it. Well, you got the right for freedom of expression, but we're not gonna, we're not gonna protect your right to actually get it copyrighted or trademarked. But of course, because naughty no words, no to naughty no words. But kids in cages, yes. Well, anyway, that's a difference. It's a different topic. But yeah, yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Should we definitely have an internet bill of rights, or are you going to be a principled far right conservative person and say no, the government shouldn't be involved in anything? So either way, hey, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.